It's busier than usual at the Guam Election Commission.
It's very busy here at the Guam Election Commission. In-office voting started July 28th, last week, Thursday, and we were pleasantly surprised to see quite a few come in as compared to the past elections.
GEC Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says over 70 people have cast their ballot with in-office voting in the past week. It far exceeds the number of voters during the first week of in-office voting compared to the last 3 primary elections. But whether you vote through in-office or on the actual election date, Pangilinan sends these friendly election reminders.
Everybody should bring a photo ID. No one would be allowed to vote a regular ballot without a photo ID. Also, please come early.
And being that it is a primary election, no crossovers are allowed.
There are 2 sides to the partisan ballot, a Democrat side and a Republican side. Voters must stay on only one side. If a voter votes on both sides of the ballot, the whole entire ballot will not be counted.
Jotnia has 1 independent candidate, so should you vote independent, you cannot cross over either. She adds just because candidates are running unopposed, you should still give your support because they are not automatically declared the winner.
The law has changed, and so everybody that's in the primary election, the top vote getter for the party, will go on to the general election. Even those that where there are no contests, they still go on to the general election.
Pangilinan reminds voters to be aware of some changes for the polling places in at least 5 villages. In the meantime, in-office voting for individuals who cannot make it to the primary election can vote up until August 26 at the GEC. You can also request for homebound services up until the primary election date, which is set for August 27th. For more information, visit gec.guam.gov. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Primo's Northern Hardfill is taking corrective action after it was cited by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency for solid waste violations back in July. The company received a notice of violation along with an $8,000 fine. GIPA Acting Solid Waste Administrator Glenn Nicholas.
The Northern Hardfill, they returned to compliance with their hardfill site, but their green waste and wood waste processing facility is still closed.
Nicholas said the company will need to bring the facility into full compliance before it can resume operations. We should note the Northern Hardfill has received 2 similar violations from GIPA in the past, with combined fines totaling $3,000. A new invasive species has been discovered in Guam, and scientists are asking for your help to find it and eradicate it, as it could soon pose a health hazard to Guam's vulnerable populations. Isa Baza has more.
It's typically found throughout Southeast Asia, but just a few days ago, the predatory wasp Vespa tropica was discovered here in Guam, marking a new record for the Marianas. Known as the Great Banded Hornet, it's a particularly aggressive wasp species.
These are predators, and so they actually go after honeybees and other wasps. And so if you get close to the nest, it'll come out and go after you.
The wasps are easy to distinguish because of their distinctive color, black with a wide yellow band across their abdomen, and their large size, 1.5 to 2 inches long.
This is bigger, has a very, very long stinger, carries a lot of venom, which it can sting multiple times.
Their stings pose a possible health hazard to children and the elderly, and are particularly dangerous for those who are less resistant.
For a normal, healthy person, it would just be very, very painful. And they may be stung multiple times, which would, again, cause them to swell up, but unlikely to cause death. But if somebody is allergic and they're stung by this wasp or others, they have about 30 minutes to inject themselves.
If not, the allergic person could go into anaphylactic shock and possibly suffocate. In fact, Dr. Miller said bees are some of the most dangerous insects in the United States, killing more people every year than sharks, grizzly bears, or any other animal.
As I said, at the moment, we've only found 2 nests. And we hope that that's it. It's unlikely, but we think there's probably other nests out there that we haven't found. But we really would like the public to help us out on this. If they think people think that they have this wasp, give us a call at 735-2001 and give us the contact information, and we'll take it from there.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
They're a 3-year-old nonprofit organization run by parents for parents with children with disabilities. Here's more on PEP, Parents Empowering Parents Incorporated. It wasn't your typical talent show. No big crowd, no judges, no loud music, and every performance was followed by the sign language version of applause.
Because of the sensory issues for some of the disabilities, especially autism, some kids cannot handle the intense noise and the clicking and the banging. So the whole week we teach being more quiet. We have quiet signs. As you can see here, the kids made this sign for the parents coming in. So they know today, even though it's a show, we're not going to be screaming and banging. We have quiet time, so these kids are not overstimulated. So we use the clapping sign for sign language.
It's little things like these that can make children with disabilities feel more accepted into the community. Leon Rohr is the executive director of PEP, Parents Empowering Parents of Children with Disabilities, Inc., which focuses on training, advocacy, and support. Friday closed out their week-long summer camp with a talent showcase and potluck for the families. The week was full of fun for the kids and included PE, art, and even a visit from a service dog.
It's not just for kids with disabilities, it's for them, their siblings. Anybody can come to our summer camp. We have 21 kids again this year, and it's just 1 week long because it's pretty intense work. We're about awareness, we're about education, and changing kids' lives so they can have a better, dignified adult life. Our whole goal is ultimately a disability center on Guam for parents and family members and youth with disabilities. And we're here as parents, started by parents of children with disabilities. And we're here to change things, and make things better for our kids.
And for all families, Rohr has this message for you.
Acceptance. It is very hard. I myself, I do have 2 boys with autism, and it was a very big transformation. It's a new world. It's new things to learn. It's heartbreaking for some people. So pull those people in, tell them about PEP. If you see something, be helpful to them in some way. They're sitting next to you at church. That kid bouncing off the walls or can't sit down in church or school or in the store and he's grabbing stuff off the shelf. We all need to be more aware and more open. And maybe that mom is trying everything in her power and, it's just a bad day.
PEP also offers parent training, support activities, advocacy services, services for youth with disabilities, and professional training. To get involved, call them at 685-7371 or visit their Facebook page, PEP Talk Disabilities. During a recent Guam Chamber of Commerce Leadership Conference, several top executives shared their experience with a group of young professionals. Triple J President and COO Jeff Jones spoke on staying connected. He says it's important to keep up on new trends however you can. For example, he talks to his children about the latest technology they use.
And because a lot of our customers are using social media, I like to figure out, what's going on. So that's one of it. I mean, it's not that I really like being on a lot of social media, but I have a lot of accounts on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all these different things because I want to understand how consumers use these social media.
Other speakers included the Bank of Guam's Lulian Guerrero and Guam Premium Outlets Monte Mesa. The conference at the Westin Hotel was organized by the Guam Young Professionals Committee, which holds regular events meant to engage and inspire future business leaders. 72 years may have come and gone, but the 45 men who lost their lives at Chiguyan have not been forgotten. An outdoor memorial mass takes place on Monday, August 8 at 9 a.m. and will be celebrated by Father Pat Garcia, followed by a commemoration ceremony at 10 a.m. According to Chico Mayor Rudy Matinani, the public is invited to attend. This year's guest speaker is Marine Corps Colonel Philip Zimmerman from Marine Corps Activity Guam. For information, you can call the Chico Mayor's office at 653-9446. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment, no more long lines, and you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Some leaders are born. These leaders were educated. Register your future leader today at Mount Carmel School and set the path now.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D, life in motion.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Daki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charity, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Ma'asi, Matson.
Been waiting for the best deals in a new car? Now is the time to buy during Triple J Auto Group's awesome August clearance event. Get unbelievable savings and thousands off retail costs on our full 2016 inventory of Hondas, Mazdas, Acuras, Fords, Kias, Lincolns, and Volvos. Like the 2016 Kia Soul or Kia Forte as low as $15,495, or the Mazda 3 as low as $16,495. Before you look at anything else, see Triple J's PD Imprint ad for full inventory listing. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Hafide, and welcome back to Weekend Edition. This is Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the past week, and something that caught my attention was Issa's story about vape.
Okay, well, if any of you out there vape or you know someone who vapes, you're going to want to pay attention to this story because it's the first time it's been noted here in Guam that someone who was smoking an e-cigarette actually exploded in his face, and that patient was forced to go into facial reconstructive surgery where the doctors repaired his face and also had to repair his eyeball. The patient experienced burns to his hands. He also experienced burns to his face and actually facial fractures because of the force of the explosion. And what happened is he wasn't charging his vape. It was called a tugboat mod. He just plugged it in and pressed the battery and it exploded. So the doctor is concerned that this is a public health hazard. And usually we don't report on these types of cases because of HIPAA laws regarding patient privacy. But the patient did say because this is, he's concerned about public safety, he allowed the doctor to talk on his behalf and share his story. So the patient remains in recovery. The doctor said he'll probably have to have more facial reconstructive surgery in the future, and he may actually lose his eye. And there have been a lot of reports in the past few years about vapes exploding. And just recently in May, there was a report in a medical journal documenting several incidents where these e-cigarettes did explode and cause facial trauma and also trauma to people's eyes, affecting their eyesight. So if you know someone who vapes, be careful. Maybe decide not to vape and stay aware of these hazards affiliated with vaping.
Yeah, it's really, really tragic. And of course, our prayers and our thoughts for the gentleman who was injured. Wish him a speedy recovery.
Well, I guess so. My turn. What I worked on this past week and over the past several weeks is election news. This past week, we featured candidates running for mayor in the villages of Krystal Paco and Jigo. And next week, you want to stay tuned because we are featuring the candidates running in the tri-village of Mangungtotumaiti. And I wonder who's running. Just kidding.
Well, that's my homeville. Jason?
Okay, well, my beat this week was very, very upbeat and very positive because, of course, the Olympics are upon us and we are well into the swing of everything that's happening with the Summer Olympiad in Rio. So if you guys want to watch the Olympics, and I don't know why you would not, because our gymnastics team, talk about Team USA, you're a big gymnastics fan, Bree. The swim team's supposed to be really good. My men's indoor volleyball guys are supposed to do good. The dream team in basketball, it's really, really good. And of course, we're going to cheer on the 5 athletes that represent Team Guam. So represent 671, everybody. But if you want to check out the schedules, go to KUAM.com or the KUAM News mobile app. Just click on the TV8 link and you can see when your favorite events will show. Speaking of apps, I just want to say that we are now, of course, on Apple TV. People are loving the Apple TV app. And I get a lot of email and people are like, hey, I heard, you guys are on TV app. What about the Roku and what about Amazon Fire Stick? So I'm in the middle of this whole big holy war between the iOS people and the Android people. But don't worry, everybody. We are working on it. That version is coming out soon. So we're going to cover all bases. So Apple TV right now, grab it in the App Store. Roku coming soon. Amazon Fire Stick coming soon as well.
And sorry to be the Debbie Downer, guys. I had some sad news to report this week. We started the week on Monday with Leo Tadella. He's a man in his 70s who alleges he was molested at least 3 times or taken advantage of as child sex abuse at least 3 times in the 50s. And one of the named gentlemen was a church member. He was the priest, Father Louis Brouillard, and I actually got the chance to speak to Father Louis on Friday morning. It was as simple as actually looking him up on Google and white pages. And he answered on like the 4th ring, and he confirmed with me that he in fact did molest boys. He was very positive when he spoke with me. Again, he's 95 years old. He says sorry, that he's paying his penance. He's working in Minnesota, and he's doing basically work in the senior home, and he's not getting paid for it. But interesting enough, he still is on Guam's payroll. So every month, the Archdiocese of Agana cuts him a check for $550 a month. And this is called an honorarium or a stipend, as I'm led to understand. So he's been on our payroll since 1996, we've confirmed. And Archbishop Hahn, who is our interim Archbishop Apron, is on leave. He's conveying his apologies to all the alleged victims, and he's reaching out to them, asking them to call him. He's giving a phone number, call him. He's saying sorry. And again, all of this is under investigation, at least we hope so, by the Vatican. And if you have any stories you want us to cover here at KUAM, email us at reporters@kuam.com.
Tourism. It's Guam's #1 industry. And if you look around, you'll see how it's working for all of us. The money we make from tourism goes into projects that keep our island beautiful. From all our major roadways to our village streets, from our historic parks to our pools and beaches.
Tourism works.
Tourism works.
Tourism works. Tourism works for me.
Brought to you by GVB, Siduas Maasi, for making Guam the best place to live, work, and visit.
Hey, smart spenders. Looking for more ways to save? Buy food, get fuel. Shell's partnered with Cost You Less and Island Fresh stores to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station. Receive exclusive Cost You Less and Island Fresh offers when you fuel at Shell. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
It's our biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now at Cars Plus and Mighty. During our massive demo sale, you can save thousands on select 2015 and 2016 Dodges, Chryslers, Jeeps, Rams, Hyundais, and Fiats. All well maintained with low miles and still backed by the manufacturer's warranty. Or shop dozens of quality pre-owned vehicles, all reconditioned and ready for you. See our entire inventory online at carsplusguam.com. It's our massive demo sale going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
A well-put-together man is said to be sharp. At GMC, we get why people appreciate that kind of precision. After all, precision is the kind of sharp that slices through a crowd. This is the precision of professional grade. Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
All right, everybody, we've had a lot of the wet stuff lately, so Officer Paul Tapau is here, and we are going to talk about how to stay safe during times when the weather is less than favorable. Officer Tapau, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me. How's this inclement weather, huh?
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's so interesting because you see when it rains heavily, common knowledge would say, you know, stay indoors, you know, make sure your house is safe and everything like that. But if you have to go out and if people have to be on the road, some people like yourself, you know, you're an emergency responder, how are you supposed to make your way around, whether it's in a car, a truck, or whatever like that, when we've got such big, you know, pockets and possibly flooding?
Well, you know, first and foremost, you have to use better judgment. When road conditions change, you know, the worst case scenario is pretty much the rain, wet roads, but due to the heavy rain and the onslaught of the heavy rain and the volume that we've been having, you're also going to be seeing a lot of roadside bush, trees, and everything that are actually going to be leading in towards the roadways. So you really have to be aware of your routes and where you live and your commute, where you're going. If you know you're traveling towards a flood zone area or a place that gets flooded during heavy rains, then you might want to think twice about commuting in that area and find an alternate route. But it really is you yourself as a driver. You really do need to plan. You cannot just go in your car, start up your car, reverse and drive your normal driving, because everything changes once we have this heavy onset of rain.
Now, I want to ask you something, because you've told us many times on this program that you used to be in highway patrol, and you served for many years. You served Ireland very nobly in that capacity. I don't think a lot of people, like, I don't know if they know the law or the rule, but when it's raining very, very heavily, are we supposed to turn on our lights? And, you know, what does the speed limit become then when it's really heavy rain conditions? And what did the rules say?
I'm going to start with the speed limit. The posted speed limit is 35. That's the maximum speed that you can engage in Guam. And what it dictates is when the road condition changes because of the weather, because of debris, it's recommended that you slow your speed down to at least 10 miles per hour or 10 miles from the posted speed limit, okay? Because that becomes imprudent driving if you continue to drive at that speed or the greater speed. The reason why we say 35 because it's manageable for motorists to control while on the roadways. And when rain and slippery roads come into factor, it is recommended that you bring your speed down. Now, with the lights, because of visibility, you know, even in daytime, you know, the daytime hours, the heavy rains bring on that visibility issue. It's always good practice to turn on your headlights. It's just good practice is also checking your horns, checking your pressure in your tire, but making sure that the other motorists can see you as well as you can see them. But you pretty much just want to be seen because, you know, I mean, windshield wipers are moving, rain is coming down hard, and the roads are wet. And, you know, one thing you don't want to worry about is, can that other person on the oncoming lane see me coming? You know, you're providing that person on the opposite side the opportunity to see you and, of course, to react to you, because really the perception reaction time takes 1.25 seconds for the human body just to grasp what's going on and just to adjust to what, you know, the variable that's in front. So that's a highway thing that I learned.
Now, Kim, I know some people, like when they said it's really raining heavily, they tend to put on high beams and everything like that. Do you advise against that? Because you can actually be, you know, distracting or, you know, like...
Not necessarily. It's not going to affect you because you still have light. So you just run it by light, but you can see that light because it's actually illuminating from a certain distance. When we at night, it's a different story because now you have no light, no visibility, and the high beam affects it because this is the only source of light. But you have your surrounding light. So, you know, whatever source of lighting you have, you know, it's good common practice to use it.
All right. Well, what do you got this week for a crime of the week?
This week is the robbery that occurred at the San Vicente Catholic Church in Barrigada, the assault of the elderly male.
All right. Let's go see what you can do to help the good folks in Barrigada.
On Thursday, July 28, our officers from the Higanya Precinct Command responded to the Barrigada Mayor's office relative to an injured 57-year-old male. According to the police report, the victim arrived at the San Vicente Catholic Church at around 7:30 in the morning for his daily prayers. Shortly thereafter, he left the church and proceeded into his car to leave. While sitting in the car, he was approached by two unknown individuals who began kicking his car for unknown reasons due to mechanical problems. The victim was then able to flee the area and attempted to push the individuals away by using the door of his car. It was then that the same individuals pulled the victim from the car and began assaulting the victim as he fell to the ground. While on the ground, the suspects continued kicking and punching the victim as he laid unconscious. The victim was awakened by bystanders and was informed that the two individuals had stolen his white 1997 Toyota Corolla. At around 8:40 in the morning, as GPD personnel were still conducting the investigation, information was received that the stolen vehicle had crashed into a concrete bus shelter along East Liguan Avenue in Dededo, by the rear side of American Grocery. Video surveillance showed that upon crashing the car, both occupants had fled the area on foot. The victim managed to give a description of the suspect, in which he described them to be male Chuukese, between 17 to 20 years of age. Both suspects had a skinny frame and stood about 5'5" in height. One of the suspects was last seen wearing a black t-shirt with dark shorts, with the other suspect wearing a white t-shirt. Prior to the attack, both suspects were last seen loitering around the Barrigada Library and the Barrigada Mayor's office. As a result of the attack, the victim sustained injuries to his face and head, which required immediate medical care. The Guam Crime Stoppers and the Guam Police Department is reaching out to the community for their help. Should anyone have any information about this case, you are encouraged to call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Officer Tapal, any final thoughts about how people can be safe on the roads when it's raining, you know, possibly when the wind picks up, and, you know, just how to be better drivers so that we're all, you know, better Guamanians?
Simply just slow it down, you know, just take prudent speed, slow it down. If it's 35, bring it down a notch, maybe 5 to 10 miles per hour. Always provide a good braking distance to the vehicle in front of you. You know, use your lights, use your turn signal lights anytime you want to change direction, because you got to remember that visibility is being obstructed by the windshield wipers or smearing the water. And of course, you know, just take your time and be patient, and, you know, you'll get to your destination safely.
Now, how about those of us who want to be good Samaritans, and they say maybe somebody's car got stuck on the side of the road, or they're, you know, they may have gotten flooded, or they died out and they're in a puddle of water. We'd like to help, but are we actually causing more chaos by pulling over on the side and, you know, maybe making a bottleneck?
Yeah, it actually becomes hazardous, because you got to remember a lot of people are commuting, and because of the poor visibility, they can't see when you're out of your car. They can only see the emergency or the hazard lights and everything. But once you're out of the car and rendering assistance, they can't see that. Honestly, it's really call the nearest precinct, the respective precinct within the village, or call the local mayor that's within that area that's affected by the flood.
And you can call 911 from anywhere on the island. They'll route you to the appropriate precinct.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and that's good information that we need, because as media folks, we want to share that with, that information to the community, that you might want to avoid Route 4 by Pago Bay because it's overflowing right now and it's impassable. So we're going to need that. And of course, we're going to send our personnel to make an assessment. And there you have actually authorization where we can actually close up the roads, get the vehicles out safely without worrying about oncoming traffic.
All right. Yeah. We appreciate it as always. Stay dry.
I will. Thank you.
See you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. And we'll see you after this.
Take a look around you, everything it has a beat, from the people all around to the walls of concrete. There's a rhythm, there's a flow, there's a stop, there's a go. If you never paid attention, then maybe you didn't know. Everything is moving to a relative time, you can always count it out. There's a reason and a rhyme, you will make me feel alive, like the music so sweet, so good. Up your seat, just feel the beat. Just feel the beat, yeah. Just feel the beat. Hey.
The Nissan Summer Fun event is on. Nissan's got your back with the No Worries Car Care Plan. Your new Nissan comes with a free 3-year protection plan and free paint sealing. Enjoy discounts up to $10,000 during the Summer Fun event when you choose from the award-winning lineup of Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs. Take advantage of super low, easy financing and save even more at Nissan Upper Tumon. Nissan Summer Fun event. Find out more at NissanGuam.com.
Watch the waves crash over bare feet as you stand back and feel the sun's heat radiating upon your face today. Summer's alive, that's why we feel this way. That's why we feel this way. Summertime and summer heat, grab a love and move your feet. We gon' make it hot for you, hot for you. Summer breeze in the summer nights, so I never felt so alive. We gon' make it hot for you, hot for you. Summertime in the island heat, grab a love and move your feet. We gon' make it hot for you, hot.
Join us at the Guam Summer Beach Fest for live entertainment, food, and fun. For event details, check out visitguam.com. This is a GBB signature event.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
It's our biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now at Cars Plus and Mighty. During our massive demo sale, you can save thousands on select 2015 and 2016 Dodges, Chryslers, Jeeps, Rams, Hyundais, and Fiat. All well maintained with low miles and still backed by the manufacturer's warranty. Or shop dozens of quality pre-owned vehicles, all reconditioned and ready for you. See our entire inventory online at CarsPlusGuam.com. It's our massive demo sale going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast! Blast off! And now, birthdays are more of a blast than ever! Because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double!
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy 6th birthday to Leah Gamatau. Happy 25th birthday to our beautiful daughter, Shay Del Rosario, from her Guam family. Happy birthday going to you, Sophia Elise Langes Kelly. Happy birthday to the princess in our lives. May all of your wishes come true. We love you, the family. Turning 83 this weekend to Julia D. Borja, with lots of love from your children, grandchildren, and great-grands. Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering on KUAM.com. Make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And that's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.